Look, everything has its place. Everything has to go where it's supposed to be when it comes to the broadcast, the podcast, whatever cast it is. Everything has a place.
No, I like everything in its place,
Yeah.
but you're very, like, it's weird what you're meticulous about. I think you've gotten more meticulous over time. Like, you are more meticulous than you were when we started dating.
It's true. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I like having the fact that my phone is in a certain spot. The mouse is the computers all got to be in the same.
But there's no speed to you when you do it either.
No, there's not.
It's like you're going to, when we're driving in the car, when we were heading away, it was driving me nuts. But I did not say anything. I held it for 3 days, but now I'll let you know. Like, you were messing with that thing. I was like, for God's sakes, just put it down here. Like, stop worrying about it being up there. But you were gonna mess with it the whole.
Well, okay. Well, there's a reason for that. I have that in my truck. I have my phone there. It's how it charges. It's how I'm able to see and check emails.
Which you shouldn't be doing while you're driving.
Not when I'm driving, when I'm sitting, because it's got to be far enough away because I'm not wearing my glasses. So I've got to have the phone out far enough to be able to see when I'm checking emails, when I'm between houses or stopped. So everything has its place, especially when it comes to this. Yeah, the rest of my life, the rest of everything else.
No, you're like that now with everything else.
Throw it. No. Oh, come on. Go look at the garage. Go look at the back of the truck.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the tool bag goes in a certain spot because I like it behind the driver's side so I can get out and grab something if I need it from there. Computer goes on the other side. Clipboard goes. Okay, yeah, I am.
I'm just saying. You just used not to be like this. You used to not be, so you're very,
I want things where they go so I can find them.
I'm not making fun of that.
No, I know, but I mean,
it's just like how you go about doing it, and like the recheck is like your OCD. The older you're getting, it's harder to hide or something, or it's coming out more.
Well, okay. Are you talking about like when I click and make sure everything works before we start? Oh,
it's like even just getting out the door in the morning. It's like, I don't know, your mental checklist. Your checklists seem to be getting longer and longer.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I just run out the door and get all the way to Elizabeth City and realize
you have to probably the pharmacy's keys in your purse.
Keys at home.
Yeah,
but they normally would be in the car, but somebody took them out
because they needed to be taken out because
you were driving somewhere in my car.
I was driving. Yes, I had your car, and it's like you may need it. And if I go off,
I did need it in my car.
No, in your car, I know. Well, hey, look, same way. I'm the same way when it comes to all that stuff. Like when I have to move stuff for the car seat to go in there, or I've got to move everything out of the front seat because somebody's going to ride with me or something like that.
We're just picky.
Yes, we are. So, all right, let's start the show. It's the Sam
and M
podcast, episode 36.
Woo!
At SamWalkerOBXNews.com. Find us, of course, on your favorite podcast app, YouTube, Facebook. And make sure you're liking, following, subscribing, and hitting the bell and sharing and do all those great things. Massage that algorithm because God knows you got to massage it to make it work now. I will say I'm lucky. I don't get the post rejections everybody else seems to get. Oh, we're brought to you by CoinJock Catering Company, Miles Carpet Cleaning, Harlow Photography, Crab Daddy 2024 Seafood and Wine Festival at Sanctuary Vineyards, Caribbean Pools and Spas, CMIT Solutions, The Outer Banks, and ToyotaTowler.com. Yeah, the massaging of the algorithm. I know I keep saying that. I'm trying to be cute about it. I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to be pithy. It's not working. Y'all got to do a better job for us, okay? I really need that share and like thing going on with the podcast. Y'all doing a good job with sharing and liking the news stories. That's really working well. Mm-hmm. Podcast, need a little help. Need a little help getting it out there so more people can see it. It's not so much about... Yes, it's not. Well, okay. Yeah, it's about getting more corporate champions. No, just getting it so people know it exists.
Right.
All you gotta do is share. All you gotta do is like. So, yeah. And we've got a core audience that does. We have a
And we
very
very
core
much
audience group.
appreciate
Yeah. Not saying that enough that y'all aren't doing it, the ones that are doing it, y'all are doing it. But we need more doing it. So like encourage those when you share it on your timelines. Encourage us, hey, share and like. Even if you don't listen to it. 3 seconds. They don't even have to listen to it. Just like and share it. Because the more you do it.
Yeah, that's a great advertising thing. Hey, y'all don't have to listen, but like
Oh,
and
yeah.
share. That's
that
not
part.
very smart.
Yeah, but that's where the tags come in, remember? That's why we tag everybody that's a corporate champion in the description. That gets it out there. So part of that is no, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole with what's going on with social media and how this stuff works, because I could talk about that for hours.
And we don't want that.
Nobody cares.
Here's the other thing.
Yeah.
This is only week 36. I know for us it feels like a lifetime since we started.
Yeah.
It's only week 36.
You're right.
We may be not until week 72, week 105.
You're right.
Until people like
Episodes,
but
yeah.
we still are getting we still last week had over 700 views.
That's true.
So
yes.
it's
yeah.
not. I want people to understand. Like, it's not like we only have 5 people listening. I mean, we had 700 views last week, and we're not even a full week out.
I know.
You're just used to seeing bigger numbers on the radio side and on the other side, and I'm not saying we'll get those thousands that you had, but I think that we're doing pretty darn good for plugging away every week.
It is hard, because when you work in a have worked your entire life in a ratings driven business that is driven strictly by diaries and all that stuff, and that's what you base your success on. Yeah, you based it on the monetary, but that was the and it's still hard not to get away from that. And you're right, because if you just search the average podcast apps, you will find thousands of podcasts that are 1 and 2 episodes maybe. And then they get bored with it. They realize how much harder it is to do this. You're right. I mean, yeah, that's self-flagellation. I'm not gonna lie.
So
for big word, okay, I used a big word. So beating yourself up. That is what this is. Self-flagellation.
I don't know. You've been
Beating
in a
yourself
funk
up.
today. You need to get yourself out of it.
No longer will I take the meds on Tuesday. Okay, if it doesn't happen Monday, it's not happening that week. At least as far as when it's still pool season. Because
you seemed like today you've really been down. So
not down. I just not feeling great.
I know, but you're also cranky.
Not feeling great.
Can I do some shout outs?
Let's do some shout outs. Let's make it positive. Okay.
All right. So Melissa Lacano was my first person to respond
Yeah.
last week. She said it was very nice. You were a wonderful husband for going to get me a glass of wine and the whole bottle. So that was much
that we
appreciated.
finished.
Yes.
By the way, we did finish that whole bottle.
Yes. My Aunt Debbie, I think she's now caught up, and she texts me, every episode with a few things. But she was concerned about my back. Nobody else noticed, but we changed my chair.
Yeah.
Because you were sitting in yours.
Which would have been hilarious if it happened on the show.
Yeah.
So I bought a pair of these desk chairs a year ago.
Maybe 2.
Almost 2 years ago at IKEA.
Mm-hmm.
I love the chair. I mean, I like it because it's got like the mesh back. I mean, it's a back, but it doesn't get hot. I mean, it's the material's thin enough where it's like some airflow in there. So when you sit in one of these as much as I do, that was one thing I always hate about like the leather chairs and all that, is you just sweat in them. Come out soaking wet.
Well, they weren't leather, they were pleather, but yeah.
Pleather, yes. But these have been very durable. But I would notice, like, because I do this, I'm leaning back, and when I'm set back from the moment while I'm typing or whatever, or scrolling, and I would invariably hear something pop every now and then. And I'm thinking, okay, it's just, I need to tighten screws down. And I would tighten screws down. Or I was thinking it was in the arms. And then one day I'm doing it, and all of a sudden, wham, I'm over here on the side trying to keep hold. I'm like, ah!
Mom and I come running in, and
they're thinking I've had a coronary and brain aneurysm or something, keeled over.
So one of the chairs.
One of the legs, one of the supports broke on there. So we swapped chairs out.
Yes.
So the one that was on that side is now the one I'm in. Because I'm in all the time. And we just grabbed one of the other random chairs from around the house.
So Aunt Debbie noticed. So now I think it'd be fun to every episode, like move something.
Hush! You shouldn't have said that.
And
That was
see if
the
you can figure
challenge.
out. See if anyone can figure out
Figure-
what was
yeah,
changed.
that's the challenge. Now, what else has changed
Yeah.
in the set here on the show? So
All right. I have a couple more shout outs.
Okay.
Yesterday, we left Williamsburg at like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Got home. I had time to clean one of Caroline's Airbnbs down the street and then met my friend Kim Sears and her wife Colleen. Met them. They were down celebrating their 8-year wedding anniversary in the Outer Banks. And I met them at the Lost Colony and Tavern in Manio. And
Shout out Gino.
yes. And you're throwing me off. We met there. We stayed there for a couple hours. It was wonderful. The food was good. I always love seeing Kim. She has the best laugh ever. And I finally got to meet Colleen in person, and she is fabulous, and I love her. And we just had a really good time. So happy anniversary, Kim and Colleen. 8 years married. I didn't even ask how many years they've been together for a while though.
Right.
So
What'd you do on the food? What'd y'all do for
I
food?
like their prawns and chips, and that's what Kim got. And then Colleen got barbecue.
Oh.
And Colleen got their beer, one of their beers, the local,
One of the Lost Colony, brewery ones.
And Kim and I got the Irish Orange Crush, which is made with orange Jameson instead of vodka.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You probably would like it.
I didn't
I
know.
drank it, but I'm not a big Jameson fan.
Okay.
So, but it was good. It was strong. It was very strong, but it was good. It was good. Oh, and of course we got a pretzel.
Got a
The
pretzel.
pretzel was good. Yeah.
No baby Guinness?
No.
Which we found out that not everybody knows what a baby Guinness is, and they wanted $18 for one in Williamsburg.
Yeah.
At the dog pub. We'll talk about our Williamsburg trip in a little bit. So.
Yeah. The big news.
Yes.
You're friend
sporting
Anna.
Here, you want me to put it up to the camera for you, the hat? Or no, you've got your hat arranged. You got her hat. Yeah.
My hat says, read it for me.
It's the Black Dog,
which is
Vauxhall, London. It's got a black dog logo.
It's a pub in London of which Taylor Swift references in one of her songs, where her boyfriend has left his or her friend or whatever has left he's left her, but he's left on his notifications, and she can see that he's gone into the black dog. So Anna, you made me go ahead. This isn't what I was going to do.
Oh, I didn't have to do that. Why?
She went 2 weeks. She went to Ireland. She went to Paris. Went to London. Went to Wembley. Saw Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Went
to the conference.
The night that Ed Sheeran came out.
Oh, dang.
I know.
Wow.
Amazing.
Okay.
She said the merch was crazy. They even had free merch with their tickets, but couldn't even get to it. Like, it was insane.
The merch lines are that bad.
And so she did go here and got me this. And there actually are two Black Dog cafes, but one doesn't have as much of the stuff and merch and stuff. And so anyway, she also brought me the wrist thing that you get when you go to the concert that lights up. She brought me one of those.
And it hasn't been open yet. It's still got the battery seal on it.
Right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And she brought me,
Wonder how much we can get that on eBay.
No. I will sleep with this. If something happens to me overnight, bury me with this.
Light it up.
And she traded friendship bracelets, of course, and she only received one green one, which she gave to me, and it has LWYMMD. Look what you made me do. So, Anna, I was so excited to see her. She was gone for 2 weeks for that, came back, went to the beach with her family. So she was gone for like 3 weeks, and I kept waiting. I was like, oh, God, I want to hear how it is. She's telling me about it today. I got goosebumps. I was so excited. I said, can we please do lunch? I want to look at all your pictures. And so, Anna, you made my day. I'm so excited. And then I have one kind of sad.
Okay.
shout out. And I
Yeah.
don't even think she listens, but I think it's important that I put this out there. I know I have a lot of friends that are prayer warriors and people who care and can just put something positive into the universe. One thing I absolutely love about doing this half marathon in every state is pretty much every state I meet somebody.
Right.
Sometimes I meet more than one person.
Mm-hmm.
I think y'all will remember or might not remember. In March, we have the Shamrock up in Virginia Beach.
Right.
And Amy Ennis and I went up and met two sisters. They're twins from Ohio, as a matter of fact, from Toledo, Ohio, who we had met last year when we had done Oregon and Washington. And they were doing the same thing. Those two sisters actually in June finished their 50 states in Alaska. And had a huge party when a couple months later, the local news came. They had a photographer come. It was a lot of fun. Like, it's a lot. But Katie is one of the sisters, and her husband, Dave, and Peggy is the other sister, and I can't think of her husband's name. But anyway, met Katie and Dave. We all went to dinner or lunch that day in March after they did the Shamrock half marathon. And just really, really nice people. And Dave, about Easter time, wasn't feeling good, went to the hospital, was diagnosed with cancer, and he's been in and out of the hospital, and they put him in hospice care today. Man. So I just feel for them.
Right.
And they have young children. I mean, I think one's a senior in high school, another one in maybe middle school, but just genuine, nice people. Mm-hmm. And I've watched her through Facebook, and if some private messages or whatever. She always has a smile, but she also is very real about what they're going through. And they just decided his body's just too weak to do the chemo and stuff, and she's like, he needs a little bit of quality. Like, it's not about the quantity at this point.
Right.
And so they went with hospice today. She had actually messaged me the other day that was what they were thinking they were going to do. So if anyone out there is a praying person or throwing things into the universe for good vibes, my friend Katie and her husband Dave and their children could really use it. So that's my last shout out, but I really just wanted to put it out there.
Right. Well, speaking of our run community, quite a few of our friends and colleagues are in Anaheim this week.
Oh, yeah, they are. I
was
going to talk about that later.
They're in Anaheim for the, well, I mean, we're going to do shout-outs, so. Or we'll do
we can continue. I do have a, yeah. I thought we were doing that.
So it is the first Halloween-themed Run Disney event, I believe. I think this is the first one they've done that's been a Halloween themed. I mean, it's definitely
I would be lying. I don't know.
So
they're just starting to bring back Anaheim. This is their second one.
Yeah, so it's the Disneyland Halloween Half Marathon Weekend, and it starts tomorrow. Well, actually, those of you listening and watching, and it starts today because it drops Thursday. We're recording on Wednesday, drops Thursday. But actually the first event is Friday, which is the 5K, the Disneyland Halloween. It's all 5K Friday, 10K Saturday, and half marathon on Sunday. Oh, it's the yoga that's today. Would you pay $130 to do yoga at in Disneyland?
No, but
see, because there is yoga. Where
they
do
do yoga in Disney World too? It's in front of the castle.
That's right. So yeah, this is in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle, whereas it would be Cinderella Castle. Yeah, $130 to do yoga.
I mean, why are we asking? It's Disney. Look how much you're paying to do a half marathon.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's for a good cause, but
yeah,
let's be
exactly.
real.
I mean, the price for the half itself is $260. Just yeah.
I mean, that's like, but you have to fly. I mean, most of us have to fly
there.
You have to stay there. Yeah.
And if it's for us, Disneyland would be the first time.
Yeah, we were talking about that before, that we may just skip Springtime Surprise and to do that next year.
Disneyland Halloween
2025.
next year.
Yeah.
The only thing about Springtime Surprise is, well, we already know what Springtime Surprise this year is going to be themed. So,
It wasn't my people. You liked it, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I thought you didn't.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, it's got Groot. It's got some good characters. Anyway, so we've got quite a few folks. Manny Runs Disney, we've had as a guest here on the podcast. He reached out, hey, you guys are going to be in Disneyland? I was like, no, we're not you.
We want to be you,
we
Manny.
want to be you, Manny. Going to every of the Disney races.
Well, not only did he do that, because it's called Coast to Coast.
Oh, he did the cuts, right? He's done the Coast to Coast now.
No, this is Coast to Coast for racing.
Yeah.
But remember, he was just in Disney World doing the Not So Scary Christmas party the other night.
Yeah.
Closed it out and is heading to
and
Disneyland
to
do
for theirs, for the Jack Skellington.
As well as then he'll be running.
Yeah, so he did the Coast to Coast challenge where I think it's back-to-back days.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, so he did and flew, and he did did Walt Disney World's Not So Scary, flew out to do the Disneyland version the next day.
Yeah, so Manny's like super idol.
Yeah, so Manny Runs Disney on YouTube. Again, we've had him as a guest here on the podcast, and you can check him out on YouTube. He's got great stuff. If you want to get into this Run Disney family, watch Manny.
Yes.
Because Manny explains how a lot of this works, and it's and it's a very simple show because it's basically static, but then he does run highlight videos where he goes and shoots little handheld GoPro. We've been on one because we caught him at the where we just switched back right by the Skyliner station at Epcot, but also. We got quite a few people.
We have the only other one I really have is DW.
Yeah, DW Birch.
Who we had
also a guest.
Yep. He was in Runner's World.
That's right. He was in Runner's World.
He was mentioned in Runner's World, and I should have had that pulled up. But pretty cool. He didn't even know it. Someone from Kelsey's Hope or Run Disney was like, "Hey, look at Manny in Runner's World."
Page 9. I mean, DW and page. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't know he was mentioned.
Right.
So, of course, when you meet DW, he's just an amazing guy. Anyway, very cool story about how he got into running. And actually, when we did the video, we didn't know it at the time, but he had kind of thought that was going to be the end of he was done. He just was kind of in a funk about running and everything.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And remember how he was a little late coming to us, but he had gone to a luncheon with some people, and that luncheon kind of was starting to change his mind. And he was like, but... he's been really dedicated to his eating, his exercising, training. I'm very impressed. And
so he's on page 9 of Runner's World magazine's fall edition. He's there. I guess it's a photo of him and Carissa Galloway from one of the races. Carissa is one of the hosts, the talent that MCs all the Run Disney events. Are they doing? I know there's a whole question.
I don't know
because their annual those are their 1099 annual contracts. So I would think Carissa would be doing.
And Carissa Galloway is married to Jeff Galloway's son.
Right, but Carissa also is. She doesn't
do and a runner in her own right,
and she's talent at a lot of races. She did Boston this past year. She's at like a lot of races all over the country. I need to see what her.
Yeah,
I'll go check. But
she's pretty cool.
Anyway, but they're on page 9 of Runner's World. So that's going to I do believe, as we were talking about one of the other members of the Run Disney talent, Riley Claremont.
Yes.
I think Riley is actually on the Ovius and Gilio podcast reading the disclaimer. I've got to ask Joe.
Okay.
Or Ovius or Gilio. They're Joe and Joe. That's the weird thing, but it's Ovius and Gilio. But anyway, I need to ask him because I believe Riley does the disclaimer for their DraftKings ad on their podcast.
Oh,
it
cool.
sounded because it's that same voice. It sounds just like Riley doing caution athletes, speed bump ahead.
Gotcha.
Which we needed this past weekend at the race in Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
I've got that video. I need to get it posted. We're going to share it. It's got to be part of the whole thing. All right. Yikes. Didn't expect shout outs to go that long. So let's jump in and thank some of our corporate champions. Let's start, of course, with Crab Daddy because Crab Daddy is coming up faster than you realize. So let's get those tickets. Once a year, Crab Daddy emerges from the Currituck Sound for a celebration of fresh seafood, local wines, and beers that showcase the best of the Currituck Outer Banks. Catch them at Sanctuary Vineyards in Jarvisburg on Saturday, October 5th, a month away from today, from 11:30 until 4:30. Tickets on sale now for just $60 per dollar. I say a month from Saturday, but yeah, the dates. $60 adults. SanctuaryVineyards.com. That's where you get them. Includes a signature Crab Daddy wine glass to keep and sample over 20 local wines. All you can eat. Steamed blue crabs and barbecue, and old school Currituck fish fry and all the sides and desserts, live music. There's hay rides. They got a pumpkin patch where you get to pick a pumpkin or gourd for special discounts on prizes. There's a Crab Daddy Olympics and a whole lot more. It's the Crab Daddy Seafood and Wine Festival Saturday, October 5th at Sanctuary Vineyards in Jarvisburg. Get your tickets now at sanctuaryvineyards.com. Or, hey, if you listen to the podcast and we talk about that like and share deal, if you like and share the podcast, you're entered to win a pair of tickets to Crab Daddy. If you sign up as a member at samwalkerobxnews.com, you're entered to win a pair of tickets. If you are a founder, you can win a 4-pack of tickets. And if you go to annual founder status, you get 5 bonus entries for the 4-pack. That's a $240 value. All you got to be is a member, a founder, at samwalkerobxnews.com. We're going to announce the winner in just a couple of weeks here on the show on Thursday, September 26th. So make sure to like and share the Sam and M podcast. Sign up as a founder for your chance to win tickets to Crab Daddy 2024 from Sanctuary Vineyards and SamWalkerOBXNews.com. And also another fine corporate champion that we need to thank is
Mr. Miles Carpet Cleaning. The kids are back in school, and your carpets, rugs, and upholstery are all showing it's been a rough summer on them. Now's the time to call Miles Carpet Cleaning and get it all looking and smelling fresh and new again. Serving Currituck and the Outer Banks, the Miles Carpet Cleaning family has been cleaning things up on both sides of the water for the last 8 years. Call now and get 3 rooms and a hallway cleaned, plus deodorizer, all for just $99. That's right. Get those carpets clean for just $99. Call now, 252-207-6707, and find more great offers by following Miles Carpet Cleaning on Facebook. Robert Miles and his family will take care of you like you're one of the family. Forget the rest. Call the best. Miles Carpet Cleaning, 252-207-6707. That's 252-207-6707.
all right. And also thanks to CoinJock Catering Company. Well, you know, you're thinking about having that big holiday party this year for work or play or the family. Want to elevate it from ordinary to extraordinary, then look no further than CoinJock Catering Company. Corporate luncheons, wedding receptions, family reunions, holiday parties, any special occasion. CoinJock Catering Company comes to you with their on-site or drop-off catering, and you can hold your special event at their waterfront venue in CoinJock. Plus, the CoinJock Catering food trucks ready to serve their one-of-a-kind creations, whether it's a redneck egg roll, or brisket nachos, or bang bang shrimp, all from the mobile kitchen when they pop up throughout the area, and at Morris Farm Market in Barco, weekends from 11 to 5:30. CoinJock Catering Company. Book them right now for your next event or employment opportunities. Call Louie and David at 704-502-8070 and like their Facebook page to find out their daily specials, locations, and more info. That's CoinJock Catering Company, 704-502-8070, or find them on Facebook. What do we want to do?
Where are we on time?
29.
Okay, so we have 4 options. You pick. Feeling bad about the 20s losing weight. We had a conversation about that. Famous people we went to school with. I think we should go with that one. Or our weekend in Williamsburg. And Virginia Beach.
I tell you what, we'll do the weekend in Williamsburg after I clear my throat. Let's see. What are we going to do? We could do...
You did throw out there on Facebook that we were going to talk about it. So I think
Yeah,
we
well, I
should do
said
it.
a future episode, but yeah, let's just do it. Okay, so we're going to. All right, so I threw it out on the Book of Faces. Random topic. Most famous person that went to your high school. Now, that doesn't mean that you may have gone to school with them, or you may have, because once we got this going, holy cow, there were a lot of people who went to school with some pretty, I mean, we're talking A-listers.
Literally.
Literally. I mean, I was trying to go through and do a quick top 5 in my head. It ended up to like a top 10.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, number one was, I know, you can't lie. You can't lie. The guy probably would be the number one. All right. So we'll start with this one. We'll just go ahead and get this one out of the way. Thank you, all of those of you who said I was the most famous person to go to Currituck High School. That got shot down pretty damn quick because we have someone who is already 2 steps away from a PGOT. You know what a PGOT is, right?
No idea.
That is an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, a Tony, and a Pulitzer.
Wow.
It's a PGOT, actually. Pulitzer, Emmy. And I did not know this. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one out of the way. I think this guy, yeah, he's got a pretty strong slate. And the funny part was he actually responded in the comments.
He did.
All right, I got to find it here because there are 177 comments on this thread. So shout out to all you folks who chimed in on this one.
Hey, we need to go on the bottom of that and be like, all right, now like and share,
Right,
post the podcast.
so,
now
okay,
like and share that.
Yeah, so that's how this works, okay? All right. I think it's all the way at the bottom. It was like some of the early ones. I think Janet Rose was the one who threw it in there first.
And then Mary Simmons.
Yeah, Mary Simmons, because they both taught this guy. And like I said, it's weird because I had not heard of him. But and pause. I know I'm filling here. I'm vamping. I'm trying to vamp. I'm better.
Well, I thought when you posted it, I didn't know you posted it, and then I was like, he's just fishing for compliments.
Yeah, right. That's it. Yeah, sure. That's exactly what it was. But I mean, shout out Reed Scott, Casey Codas, a couple others who said it, who named me. No, I'm not the most famous person to go to Currituck High School. All right, here it is. Fielding Cage. And Fielding actually responded. He said, look, I'm going to be off the grid for a couple of months. He's going on a sailing adventure. But I looked up his bio, and, I mean, the guy is, jeez. He's won 2 Pulitzers. He's a Carolina grad and went to NYU. He's a Daily Tar Heel alum. That's, yeah, pretty. But he's won some Pulitzers and Emmys with some folks. I mean, that's his Twitter profile. But he's actually going on like this extended cruise where he's going to be like off the grid for several, like sailing.
And Catherine Doxy Woodard, she had said, he had commented and said he wasn't anybody. And she said, well, I think in my yearbook, your signature said, God, what's she say? Yeah,
so he graduated in 2002. His dad actually owned Tim Cage, owned Currituck Car Clinic, sold it to Scott, to Scott Horfield. Anyway, but Catherine said famous is probably, yeah, he said, Fielding Cage said, probably a stretch though. Full disclosure that I'm boarding a plane, will be off the grid for a few weeks sailing and will miss replies. That was yesterday. So,
but she
anyway,
said, what did she say?
Catherine Doxy Woodard said, I'm pretty sure you wrote in my yearbook that your signature would be famous one day. Now is your time. All right. So yeah, that guy's pretty good. Considering that, yeah, Dennis Anderson if somebody had mentioned that Dennis Anderson, our across the cul-de-sac neighbor,
Right.
we're not too ashamed to drop that occasionally. He went to Great Bridge. He graduated from Great Bridge. Someone had mentioned that. Well, his kids all went to Currituck. Shane drives still on Monster Jam.
Yeah.
So he's driving for, crowds about 30, 40,000 people in football stadiums all over the country and around the world.
I mean,
so
that's
I think
that's
that might
Taylor
be
Swift, but
no, but I don't know, man. I don't know. So I think maybe we'll put Shane up there at the top of the list from Currituck. I mean, it's hard not to do that. So, all right. So anyway, I wish this was in chronological order because there were a lot of good ones, but I'm just going to have to go in the order they're sitting here in front of me from yesterday and today. All right. Helen Pissick went to school with the amazing Kreskin. Remember him? Was on Letterman show. The magician.
Vaguely.
Grover Cleveland High School in Caldwell, New Jersey. Linda Pasqua, Bobby Valentine, former Major League Baseball player, manager. He snuck out. He got thrown out of a game when he was managing the Mets. Snuck back in the dugout with a disguise on.
Oh.
Yeah, got suspended for like a couple of games. Aaron Palmer said Shane Landry from MTV's Road Rules. Nope, don't know. Macy Carver said Christina Milan and Corday. Help me out here. We may have to search some of these. Laura Larson, she went to George C. Marshall High School. That's to Remember the Titans movie. Audrey Curls went to Thomasdale High School in Chester, Virginia. We know where that is. Ken Oxendine, Boogie Henderson, and Rudy Johnson. I believe pro athletes. June Owens said she went to middle school and high school with Levi Brown, who's actually friends with Andy Cavanis as well. He is plays for the Steelers. We'll jump around a little bit here. Robin Ryan said Brett Keisel. That one's not ringing a bell. Billy Younger. He had said, yeah, me. But then he said, no, Donna Voliva's son, Evan, says, considering he was a closer for East Carolina's baseball team. Yeah.
Right.
Put
and
him on the list.
He
got drafted by the Yankees.
Yeah.
He is in the minor leagues, but yeah. Carol Anderson, Eddie Deason as an actor was in Grease, a bunch of other movies, Polar Express. Kevin McCord said me. Lori Glennon went to high school with Donna Dixon. Holy cow, she was a cheerleader in her high school.
Donna Dixon?
Donna Dixon, that would be she's married to Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
She was in Spies Like Us. Yeah, the blonde. Yes. Yeah. Amongst a lot of other movies. Let's see. Michael Carbonaro. I don't know that one. That's name doesn't ring a bell. Author Laura Whitford, Jackie Menifee, has her from up in Chesapeake. Laura Whitfield, who's an author now, she went to Enloe in Raleigh. Carrie Chappell, I didn't know she was from Ohio.
Yeah,
I did not know that. She went to Newcomerstown High School. Woody Hayes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Woody Hayes got his football start at Denison. So
well, as a college coach. Yeah,
but
that was the high school he went to.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I guess we could throw the boys Fork Union into that.
Oh,
I mean, considering how many Heisman trophies were won, which would be Vinny Testaverde,
Eddie George,
also
from Ohio.
I mean, Kevin Blank, who founded Under Armour.
Their coach.
Yeah.
Bodine.
No. Well, yeah. I mean, what was Bodine? Gosh knows. Well, they have put out so many college football and basketball players. I mean, we could go through that whole list.
Yeah. So we're not going to.
Yeah, we're not going to. But David Huddleston, to me, would probably be the most famous alum. And we saw him, actually, when we were up there for Jonathan's visit. We saw him over at Mitchie Tower. David Huddleston would be actor, Blazing Saddles, The Big Lebowski, the Santa Claus, amongst other roles. So, all right. Linda Willie talked about James and Livingston Taylor, since they grew up in high school.
I know she grew up in Chapel Hill.
They went to elementary school, and then they went to a private school. Of course, their dad, I forgot. Their dad was dean of the School of Medicine. Yes.
Yeah. And she said, they would just hang out in their yard, and she's like, and you just knew they were cool.
Rob Carey, his high school produced Timbaland and Malice, who's the older brother of Pusha T. Letitia Yates. This is pretty solid here. She got, a lot of people went to her high school. Ron Rivera, who coached the Panthers. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Laugh. It didn't all that great. Tony Curtis. Yeah, wow. Tony Curtis, the football player, not the actor. I liked Amy Baums because this was pretty cool. I thought, Mark Bass Knight, Manteo High School. Mark, we get down in the Manteo list a little bit later, and I was like, holy cow, did not know this. There's one on here. Bridget Flanagan. Diane Evers went to the same high school as Bridget Flanagan. She's prosecuting attorney in the Scott Peterson case.
Oh.
Okay.
There's a whole thing going on with that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Saying he's not guilty.
Oh, yeah. I forgot Mike Tomlin, who coaches the Steelers. He went to Denby up in Newport News. Fairfield Daniels. Man, there's so many at Oscar Smith. Diane Mayo, Martin Farabee put in there Oscar Smith. Oscar Smith has produced so many different players. Let's see. Ratty Chazzy, Billy Currington with the Effingham County. Perquimans High School, Catfish Hunter.
I was going to say, I was waiting for someone to put Catfish Hunter on there.
Becky Markwood went to Carrollton High School in Pittsburgh. That's Bill Cower, who coached the Steelers. Manny. Okay, so yeah, we talk about Manny runs Disney. He said the only people I went to high school with who are famous are only famous in their own mind. I'm a perfect example.
But I said he was very famous.
Yeah,
he's Disney famous.
Let's see. Let's see. Bob Kakritz, his older brother played football with Ernie Davis, great from Syracuse. At Elmira Free Academy in New York. All right, I'm going to jump around. Annette Samborski, same high school, produced The Weeknd. The singer?
I didn't know that was.
Yeah. Okay.
See, this is just making me feel stupid.
Bunch
I don't know
of
a lot
NHL
of people.
players. Stacy Vascatellis. Sam, okay, she had a bunch on her list, but Sam Perkins, who played for Carolina and went on to the NBA. Wow. Yes. Among others, but yeah, that one stuck out to me. Rosalind Shields went to Freedom High School, as did Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. That's a cool. Top 5. That's a top 5. Jamie Waugh went to the school and is good friends with NC State basketball coach Kevin Keats.
Is it he and his wife who just gave $1 million to Is he? There was just a big thing. Some NC State coach and his wife just.
No, that's North Carolina Central. That's North Carolina Central because they've started this whole housing project in Durham. That was a story about that today in NC Newsline. But I mean, well, now and Kevin actually
they were wearing red shirts. I can't imagine that was.
No, it'd be maroon. No, he just opened a bar in Wilmington. Oh. Georgette. Let's see, Kevin and Georgette Keats.
Let me see their picture.
Let's see. I can turn around here. It's going to be easier to try to show it on the screen. No? Okay.
I'm not trying to be funny, but
no,
I was
all right, no. Yeah. Let's see. Stephanie Bailey, Daniel Tosh.
Oh, Tosh.
Yes.
And,
and Chris Collingsworth. Who played. Yeah.
I didn't know that, Stephanie.
Which I know. I told Stephanie. Chris probably one most talkative. If you know, you know. Melissa Anderson, she went to Kempsville High School. That would be J.R. Reed. Played for Carolina and went on to play for the Hornets. Now as a coach. I love Doug Dino's because he just went and copied the Wikipedia from Terry Sanford High School in Fayetteville. And I'm like, yeah, there's a lot that have come out of there from.
He's like, but I'm not on there.
But he's not on there. J. Cole. Malik Turner. Let's see. Bunch of people that you would know. Shea Ralph. Shea Ralph, who's currently assistant coach for women's basketball at Connecticut, was a pretty decent basketball player in their own right. Let's see. Holden Thorpe, former chancellor at UNC, is now at Washington University in St. Louis. Gene Hobbs, founding board member of Rubicon Foundation, which is a really cool organization. Brad Miller, congressman from North Carolina. So, yeah, it was a pretty good list. Let's see. Melissa Overton went to school. Her dad went to school with Mark Hamill. Yeah. Mary Saunders replied, I went to school with Mark Hamill as well. It's Annandale up in Northern Virginia.
Yep.
That's top 5.
Yeah.
Okay. My first roommate in college, Matt Villardo, he and Bert Kreischer were classmates at Jesuit in Tampa.
Who's Bert Kreischer?
Oh, my gosh. Podcaster, comedian, stand-up comedian. Like, James wanted to go see him up at Chrysler Hall when he was here, and the tickets were like $5.
Okay.
$5 large.
I do remember that,
yeah.
but
I didn't know that, Matt. I really did not know. That's pretty funny. Liz Holterhouse. Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We were like, yes. Yeah.
I know him.
Yep. Leslie Livingston went to Andover High School in Andover, Mass. So did Jay Leno.
That's pretty cool.
All right. I'm saving the big one. Megan McCleary, she threw this one at me, and she said, young Anakin from Hampton, Mass. I'm like, wait a minute, you went to the same high school as Jake Lloyd? He's who played Anakin Skywalker in Episode 1. Yeah, he's had a rough life ever since. I did a little search just to see. I was like, yeah, his mugshot's pretty rough. Carrie Dover's husband, Jeff, went to the same high school as Missy Elliott.
I love that Carrie had to investigate first before she posted it.
Skip Foreman, of course, went to Greenville Rose High School. He talked about Al Hunter, who went to Notre Dame. He'll beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl with a kickoff return for a touchdown. Loretta Sanders went to the same high school as Pharrell. Gunnel Rupert went to the same high school as Chuck Woolery, game show host.
Oh, okay.
Mimi Van went to Hampton High School up in Virginia. She had named Tabitha Soren, but there's so many others. Allen Iverson, among a ton of great athletes came out of there. Neil Papalardo went to the same high school as Pat Benatar.
Oh.
And Dan Lauria,
That's
an actor, who's been in a ton of stuff, Wonder Years, among other things. Amy Ennis went to the same high school as Hubert
and Mia Hamm.
And Mia Hamm. But Hubert and Mia Hamm.
Yeah, I mean, right?
And no one bothered to tell me in all these years that she went to the same high school as two Tar Heel greats. I mean, and the current coach. I mean, come on.
Amy, you let him down.
You let me down. Why did you hold this back? Greg Smerdell.
I knew she went to school with Mia Hamm. We've had a couple conversations about
Okay,
that.
yeah, but I mean, yes. Okay. Well, y'all could have told me. Greg Smerdell, who is, of course, Radio Free Outer Banks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the trivia company. He went to the same high school as Jack Riley, who was on the Bob Newhart show. Jerry Murphy, who invented one of your favorites, Murphy's Oil Soap.
I'm telling you, when I saw that, I was like, my mom, our floors, our house always smelled of Murphy's Oil Soap. Caroline uses it now, too, in her cleaning stuff.
Right.
But yes, Murphy's Oil Soap. Pretty cool.
Jimmy Brogan, who was as a comedian, was also head writer for Jay Leno when he was on The Tonight Show. Kevin Allen went to the same high school as Amy Sedaris. Now, Amy Sedaris is funny, but she probably had one of the classic lines, one of the greatest lines in all of the Star Wars universe, The Mandalorian, when she said that Jawas, furry. She dated a Jawa. They're furry, very furry. And we all have just like completely spun our heads around. It's like, oh, man. This one was pretty kind of 6 degrees of separation. No, Kevin Bacon's not on the list. But Gail Hutchison said she went to the same high school in Potomac, Maryland, as Darren Star, who is the creator and producer of 90210, Sex and the City, amongst other series. And then I threw in the fact that my favorite podcast, one of my favorites, is the Mike O'Mara Show. He went to prom with Candace Bushnell,
right,
who wrote the column.
And Emily in Paris, right?
Darren
Star.
Yeah, Darren Star's also, Emily in Paris. Randy Shell went to Cave Springs High School out in the western part of Virginia. That's where the Rondé and Tiki Barber played in the NFL. And he said J.J. Redick, and as soon as he said that, I wanted to I almost blocked him. Of course, now coaching the Lakers, but of course was played at Duke, and I had to watch him win how many ACC tournaments. John Coates went to Lafayette High School in Williamsburg.
I didn't know he went there. I didn't know that.
LT, Lawrence Taylor. Yes. Stephanie Long taught Justin Steele. He's now pitching for the Cubs. Molly Fosdick. Here's a cool one. Went to the same high school as Lash Ferry. That's a gift guru for all the award shows. Like all the gift baskets. The gift bags are like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's who comes up with them.
Yeah.
Mary Suman. Wow. Noah Lyles. Dermot Mulrooney. Diedrich Bader. Amongst others. And she also went to the same high school. Remember the Titans. Let's see. I'll scroll down.
I went to school with Matt Miller on Bloomberg TV.
Yep.
Bloomberg,
that's right.
He's an analyst.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's some guy who wrote for Letterman or wrote for Jon Stewart or Colbert. Like a couple of those. Like I could do some.
Somebody did mention they went to high school. Went to Colbert, the same high school as Colbert.
I could do like Denison stuff, but
yeah,
I can't
see
do.
that. Yeah, but see that we didn't.
That's college.
That's
not high
college.
school.
I mean, we didn't even, it was just the same town.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bethany Hankey, Hill Hankey. You mentioned Todd. Went to the same high school as Jeffrey Dahmer. And then kind of rolled into the whole thing. They were digging up somebody's yard, like across the street or something like that. Was
The
that
Dahmer's house was across the street, and they were digging it up.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Scrolling.
Right,
Aaron Harris went to school with Flo went to same high school as Flo from the Progressive commercials. Carol Slamowitz, Merrick Garland.
That one was cool to
Attorney
me.
General. Stuart Pullen went to Southwest Edgecombe. That'd be Julius Peppers. Played at Carolina, football and basketball. Went into the Hall of Fame, the NFL Hall of Fame this year. He's the only person to have played both in a Final Four and the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to jump around him, jump on down. Let's see. We got there's the fielding cage. George Ackles, who went to Manio, played at UNLV. But I think the one that caught us the eye, the one was one of the founders of Hulu. Is a Manio High School graduate.
Yes.
And I can't find the comment there. It was one of the first ones. I think that may have been the very first one was from Justin Bateman who said that.
Yeah.
But that was great. But finally, I get the one that
is the number one.
The one that's the number one. The one it was Deborah Forrest Cavalcante went to Glen Ridge High School in Glen Ridge, New Jersey. Thomas C. Mopather. You know him better as Tom Cruise. That would be the number one.
And she dated his best friend.
Dated his best friend. Yeah.
Like, so she knows.
She won. So she won this contest.
Hands down, you're the winner, Deb.
Yep. Even though she said her other high school was Tab High School up in York County. So, yeah. They used to have a pretty good lacrosse club, and then it just, imploded. So, anyway. All right, let's thank some more corporate sponsors. We're going to jump over to you.
Harlow Photography.
Yep. Let's, of course, say thank you to Harlow Photography.
Another season of school sports is here, and it's the perfect time to have Harlow Photography catch your athlete in action. Whether it's game day shots on the field or court or a custom session that's literally lit with fire. Literally. Stephanie Harlow at Harlow Photography will capture memories that will last a lifetime. Book your session today with Harlow Photography at sharlowphotography.com and like Stephanie Harlow photos on Facebook.
All right. Ready to dive into something new? Caribbean Pools and Spas, the official pool and spa service company of the Sam & M podcast, is already getting ready for the 2025 season. Caribbean Pools and Spas is looking for dedicated individuals who enjoy being outdoors and want to create unforgettable experiences for our customers. With outstanding pay, instant incentives, flexible weekly schedules, hands-on training, and full support from the great Caribbean Pools and Spas management team that will back you up. If you have a pool and spa at your home or your vacation rental, or are ready to add one this off-season, Caribbean Pools and Spas is already signing up customers for service next year. And they can design and install the custom pool and spa you've been dreaming of from Corolla to South Nags Head and everywhere in between. Call today, 252-480-2900. That's 252-480-2900. Or visit CaribbeanOBX.com. Whether you're an experienced pro or just starting out, Caribbean is the best pool and spa service company to work for and work with on the Outer Banks. I should know. I work for them too and love it. Join our team and make a splash with the official pool and spa service company of the Sam & M podcast, Caribbean Pools and Spas.
And thank you to Toyota Taller at toyotaTaller.com. Are you ready to rise above the competition and lead with confidence, influence, and vision? Toyota Taller offers one-on-one coaching to become the best version of yourself so that no matter what happens on the outside, you become unshakable on the inside. Toyota has been guiding Sam through the journey of creating Sam Walker OBX News, avoiding the pitfalls of startup space while keeping him focused on being the best reporter and entrepreneur that he can be. Whether you're a business person, a leader, or a rising leader, you're invited to have a conversation with Toyota to see if you're the type of person she can empower to go to the next level, whatever that looks like for you. Don't wait. Schedule your 30-minute clarity call today and learn more about Toyota at toyotataller.com. That's sorry, got the hiccups. TEUTATOWLER.com. TEUTATOWLER.com. Success starts with effective leadership, and that starts with Toyota's leadership coaching.
All right, and also thanks to CMIT Solutions of the Outer Banks. So when it comes to managing your business, it's important to have the right technology. That's why CMIT works to help businesses. Short for Completely Managed Information Technology, CMIT offers everything a business needs. Their services include tech support, computer and server security, cloud backup, secure Wi-Fi, business phones, and more. With CMIT's help, your technology will stay up and running. For more information, go to CMITOBX.com.
Oh, my goodness.
Stop yawning.
I can't help
All right,
it.
real quick, rundown. We plan to drop, we are going to drop on Friday a Sam
And
on the road with our travels of this past weekend. That was the Virginia Beach 10 miler where we bested our time from a year ago by 4 minutes.
And I'm very proud of us. We did, of course, we walked a couple, like there were a couple spots where we walked longer, but we stuck with the 30-45 the whole 10 miles.
Right.
And our next game plan is to go to, that's a 30-second walk and a 30-second run, 45-second walk.
With a 3 minute start. So we start running. We start with the start. We could run 3 minutes. Then we go to the 30-45 interval.
Right. But you and I had talked about it, and I think we're going to change it to 35-40, then 40-40, then we're going to try to get it reversed. So it's more of a 45-30, kind of master that, and then maybe move up to like 1 minute or something.
Right.
I don't think I can do more than 1 minute.
Which I think the 1 minute would probably put us in the 12, you think, or maybe even 11.
No.
Pace.
Okay. I do not, maybe the 12:30, 12:40.
Okay.
But
You don't think you can do the 12 minute pace?
I've never done that.
Okay. I'm just,
No.
all right.
Yes. Me, no.
My goal is for the half, I'd like to be at the 12, under the 12-12 pace, or under the 12 minute pace for the half, the Coast Guard half. Because, whereas there's no time shooting for any times on the Walt Disney World Half Marathon. I'm going to enjoy that thoroughly. I'm going to try to enjoy every moment of that, especially getting to run to Magic Kingdom. That's the whole reason I'm doing it. Just finally get to do that. But the Run Disney races don't run for time. You're running those because you're running there.
Right.
But Outer Banks half, I'm going to sign up for that in first week in November. The only reason I'm hesitant to do that because I don't know the Blue Cross tournament schedule. I just found out I got a tournament in Williamsburg the weekend before Thanksgiving. But there might be two others. That was the only thing that keeps me from signing up for Outer Banks half is that tournament schedule.
Gotcha.
But I've got anyway. We're gonna run through a couple of the. We'll run through the. Let's go for a run here in a minute. We got the 5K, the race on the runway. Oh, we're gonna be out of town. We got the wedding. That's right.
Everyone's getting married.
Everybody's getting married. So anyway, all right. So we did We did the Virginia Beach 10 miler. Then we went to Williamsburg. Well, no, we went to Richmond.
Well, no, we went to Williamsburg. We took showers in the spa at the Williamsburg Inn.
Yes.
And then that made us buy $120 worth of you know how everyone has those, like you buy those fizzy balls that people will put in the showers or whatever, and the water hits it and the aromas come up, and we use those, but you get irritated with me when I do them. You say they clog up the
drain
or whatever. So at the Williamsburg Spa, the Williamsburg Inn Spa, it's very hoity-toity.
Yes.
They had attached to the wall. They're so hoity-toity.
Got it chained to the wall.
They had it chained to the wall, but it was a liquid spray. But it's basically those basically it was eucalyptus and lemongrass, or eucalyptus and lavender, and eucalyptus and anyway, you spray the liquid. You do a couple squirts on the floor, and the hot water hits it, and then it's very. So anyway, I was like, "Oh, Sam, did your bathroom have that too?" And he said, "Yeah." And so the next day, I was like, "Hey, let's get a bottle." And next thing I know, Sam's like, "Well, that was $120." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Well, I bought all 3 smells." I mean, who knew?
Yeah, I know. So anyway, so we did that. Then we went to Richmond.
Yep.
And saw the Julia Child exhibit, which was awesome, at the Virginia History Museum. And then drove back to Williamsburg. Ate dinner at one of our favorites, Liaka, which is the French restaurant there, since Can, which is our favorite French restaurant, our French brasserie in Richmond, was closed because they got new ownership and they're shuffling things. So did that, and then we slept in. No, we didn't sleep in.
We didn't. We were both wide awake by 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock on Labor Day. Walked down to a place we had not been before, the Bake Shop. It's been there a while. It's been there a lot longer than we realized. Yeah. But walked down there while it was still raining a little bit. Yep. Went back to the room, passed out. You did. I worked. Then at noon, we did our pool thing at the spa at Colonial Williamsburg, which is sit by the pool until 6 o'clock, 5:30. Yeah, we stayed out there quite a while. So it was a nice day. It was like 80. Sun was out. Everybody here was getting rained on. Then we went over to the Dog Pub, which is a gastropub there on Duke of Gloucester Street. Hadn't tried it before. It was good. Well, found out they have a Monday evening 5K, and you get food at the end.
For free.
And hot dogs. They had free food and beer, and you could have got beers and all that stuff. So if we'd known that, we'd done the 5K and then done that.
So anyway, it was fun.
It was fun. So we're going to do a quick hitter, Sam
and M
on the road. Drop it on Friday. All right. Real quick. You want to just run through these real quick?
Real quick.
All right. So let's go for a run. You got the race on the runway on Saturday, October 5th at the Currituck Airport. That's a 10K and a 5K and a 1 mile fun run. The 21st Hatteras Island Cancer Foundation's 5K. That's on Saturday, October 12th in Avon. Dare to Scare 5K and Sweet Treat Fun Run. We got that one. Just got all the details on that today. That's on Saturday, October 26th. Starts at the Coastal Studies Institute, and you run to the Virginia Tillett Community Center in Manio. That's a pretty cool little run there, too, because there's some trails and down the roads of that neighborhood around Skyco. So I'm trying to do that one if the calendar works out. OBX Running Company wraps up their season with the Lighthouse 5K and 1 miler. That is on Wednesday, September 11th at the Whalehead Club. Outer Banks Sporting Events. Of course, they got the triathlon on the 14th. The another round 25K at Jockey's Ridge on Saturday, then October 19th. And the Outer Banks half and full on November 8th and 10th, 8th through the 10th. Holiday Hustle 5K. It's on Saturday, December 7th. And the Coast Guard Marathon, of course, March 7th through the 9th in Elizabeth City. All right. Real quick, some of the stuff we got at Sam Walker, OBXnews.com. The weekly Avon Farmers Market last edition. That's on Tuesday, September the 10th.
We've got the Tri-Villages Market at Camp Powder's Campground in Waves on Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. through September 25th.
Award-winning town of Mania's Downtown Market. Only 2 more chances for that. Every Saturday through September 14th at George Washington Creek Park in downtown Mania from 9 to 1.
Corolla Cork and Craft final edition of the season is Wednesday, September 11th at the Whalehead Club.
Acoustic Sunset Wind Down. Those go on Thursdays through to September 26th at Sanctuary Vineyards.
The Currituck Wildlife Festival is back Saturday, September 7th and Sunday, September 8th at Currituck High School in Barco.
This is a cool one. It just came across my desk. Corn husk seat weaving, a skill of the past. You can check that out all next week at Island Farm. That's outside Manio. David Russell is going to be there. Corn shuck chair bottom weaver. It's on Tuesday through Friday. He's known as the chair guy. It's a really cool thing that he does. He takes corn husks and turns them into wicker chairs.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Celebrating its 20th anniversary in 2024, the annual Day at the Docks Festival is returning once again this fall and will be held on Friday and Saturday, September 13th and 14th in Hatteras Village.
All right, coming up on Tuesday the 17th is the debut of Winged Horses, the Outer Banks. It's a little mini documentary commissioned by the town of Duck on the series of public art fixtures that celebrate the Outer Banks legacy in aviation and history.
The Outer Banks' largest family surfing event, the Throwdown Surf Classic, will be on Saturday, September 21st at the Chickahawk Beach Access in Southern Shores.
Got it. And join the Currituck Education Foundation for Pork and Pearls, the pig and oyster roast on Saturday, the 12th of October, from 5:30 to 9:30. That'll be at Currituck Barbecue Company in Barco.
And then Blackbeard's Pirate Jamboree invades Ocracoke Island on November 1st and 2nd.
And that's it.
Next week, we'll be recording from Asheville.
Yes, that's right. We're going to Asheville Tuesday night.
I know.
Man, yeah. So we're going to have some cool stuff to talk about there because we're going to go to the Biltmore to see the Chihuly exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably do some of the normal stops around Asheville. I wish we had the tolerance to do it, but I just don't think we could. One beer, we're done. And get to hook up with some of our pals in radio out there, too. All right, so that'll be next week. So we'll be doing it. We're just going to figure out where we're going to do the show from, how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
It may be an audio only. We'll see.
Okay.
I'll take all the gear, but it might be an audio only. Just depends.
Sounds good.
We can make it work. It's, of course, the Sam
A&M
podcast. Brought to you by CoinJock Catering Company, Miles Carpet Cleaning, Harlow Photography, Crab Daddy, 2024 Seafood and Wine Festival at Sanctuary Vineyards, Caribbean Pools and Spas, CMIT Solutions of the Outer Banks, and ToyotaTower.com. Make sure you like, make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell and share. Of course, you find us on your favorite podcast app if you like the audio version, the YouTube and Facebook if you want to see the video. And if you watch, if you do use Spotify, you can watch the podcast there as well. Give us the 5 stars. Make sure you're interacting with us. That was great. I mean, yes. I know we turned that to like a mighty long segment, but it was great. Everybody kind of interacting. So we want to do more of those. I do have one, and we're going to talk about it when we go to Asheville. If somebody's got a suggestion about something we could do for Sam and M's on the road.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, we want to hear from you, though, at SamWalkerOBXNews.com. We'll see you next time on the Sam
and M
podcast. Bye.